Like many of you, I've put down my blades to pick them back up a few years later. In fact, this is my third time restarting skating. This time, I also started slalom skating as well. Having repeated this journey, I was curious how slalom skating has affected my aggressive skating. First, this is only after 9 to 10 months of skating, inconsistently at that. The travel I'm always doing for work limits when I can skate, but this is the same story as my last restart in 2019. To start off with is the most visible difference. In between trick runs or turning around, I'm playing around, incorporating some slalom techniques. It's silly fun, and maybe you could call it part of my style now. Next is body awareness. I've already noticed more cognition of this from mountain biking, but slalom has added more depth. Take this new trick from me, the vault. A lot of emphasis is put on hip position in contrast of shoulder position to generate speed and increase fluidity of the transition. In aggressive, it is easy to think about foot position and where your center of mass is. I've started breaking down grinds in more detail to better understand what works and on what obstacles. The best example I can put for thinking about how hips versus shoulders should move is in unities and switch-ups, even if it's just a Mizu to a backside. Or battery grinds. Practicing eagles helps this one a lot. In accordance with body position is falling, or not falling. Some kids at the skate park have remarked that they've never seen me fall skating. Now, that's not entirely true. I know I may not push myself as hard as I could, as any injury can limit my ability to work in my industry. However, spending more times with wheels strapped to your feet will improve anybody's balance. Add in rockered skates that are less stable and crossing your legs up in weird positions, and I'm sure it has improved my ability to recover and just keep only my wheels on the ground. The odd foot positioning has also aided my versatility. Coming back into blading, I wanted to learn switch off of the bat, so I could diversify tricks I could do, but also obstacles that I could skate. Oftentimes you go to a different park and things will feel a bit different, as sometimes it won't be set up for your dominant foot. So where does slalom play into this? Well, in slalom, it is very important to learn switch. It can be even more limiting than aggressive skating. Thus, I've improved things like fakie riding while looking over my other shoulder, and this has made me more comfortable trying zero spins and half cabs in both directions. Getting off the rail is another benefit, not landing. I already covered that. Flatland skating. I always focused on being more of a grinder blader, but flatland can add so much to your skating in terms of combos or having different tricks for different obstacles. All the footwork and weight transfers in slalom translates. Take toe rolls for example. I never practiced mono rolls on aggressive. It felt too hard to bother with. Not something I could really avoid with slalom skating. There are a lot of tricks that will utilize mono or double toe rolls. Now, I'm getting somewhat consistent doing mono rolls with both feet, even on my aggressive skates. Just this little improvement has got me really excited about adding more flatland into my skating. Whether I'm adding things in front of a grind or out of a grind, or just using it for an obstacle I don't feel like grinding. Lastly, slalom is a low need and low impact sport. It has been very nice to have while in transit. I can't always travel to a skate park, but finding a little bit of flat ground, bringing my cones, or making markers, whether that be tape on the ground or some sticks, then you have an ability to skate. Also, it risks less injury. After this clip here, I actually fell and broke one of my patella, smashing the other one as well, on a mini quarter pipe, doing sweat stances on it. It's a fall I haven't really done since 2010 when I was first learning, but proof I still fall, and I will get hurt. And I didn't want to risk hitting it again, so I laid off of my aggressive skates for a while and just slalom skated. And even after 8 weeks off, when I got back on to my aggressive skates, I didn't feel like I was having to relearn anything. It felt like I was warming up just like any other session. All in, slalom helped me play around more, improve body awareness, reduce my fall rate, diversify my approaches, emphasize flatland tricks, and gives me an alternative to when I'm traveling or injured. Like right now. Silly mountain bike crash. So, if you ever consider trying slalom and adding it to your aggressive skating, it has my ringing endorsement. I really can't think of a downside except for having to buy another pair of skates and some cones. It's worth every penny in my mind.